Easements are the legal document that gives me the right to cross one property to get to my property. But that can present some issues when we're trying to close a transaction and there may or may not be an easement in place, but yet we're seeing that people are crossing.
Well, and there's multiple types of easements. There's easements for access, there's utility easements, there can be a multitude, but you're exactly right. We have to make sure that there's an easement in place so that you have direct access, you have legal access that's granted to go in and out of that parcel.
Right. And the problem with easements is they can be very generally described, where it just says I get to cross property A to get to cross to property B,
right.
Or it may be very specific. It's these 30 feet along this side of the property.
Right.
And if that's not particularly described, or it doesn't describe the use of that easement, it can be very challenging. We've seen it before where we've got a property that's behind another property that someone's going to buy to develop. It's vacant right now, but it's going to have 5 houses in the future.
Right.
Well, if I'm the guy that owns the property in front that has that easement crossing my property,
Yep.
I might force you to put the brakes on, because when I granted that easement, I only anticipated maybe 1 house back there. Now you want to put 5. Right. So all those types of issues when it comes to easements, especially private easements with neighbors, things like that. We all see utility easements. Consumers Powers has their cable through there. You know, DTE Energy has their gas line. Those easements aren't as big a concern. Sometimes in rural areas
well,
they
the
can
concern,
be.
yeah, they're not as big. The concern there is it drives setbacks for construction, right? So
Right.
if you're looking for a buildable envelope and you haven't identified all of the easements, you could have a power company that has one of those high tension lines, and they could have an easement 250 feet either side, or
Right.
even more, and it really closes the buildable envelope or restricts it if you're not aware of those easements.
Exactly.
And you talked about overburdening, and that's a big legal issue.
That is, because if I think I'm going to be able to build 5 houses and now I can only build 1, that property is going to be worth something different.
Yep.